Hey guys, welcome to Yankee League Week 4. This is going to be a great match between Artosis, who's going by Kashwin here, at the about the 1 o'clock position. And I'm not sure what happened there. Hopefully my audio didn't give out. I had a little bit of a weird click there on my side. And alright, and at the 6 o'clock position we have Sadist in white. This is going to be on Othello. Should be absolutely fantastic. 50 cal thus far, undefeated across to all rankings, so basically has not lost a single game in a single match. However, they're going up against Media, and of course Media well known as the winners of last season and just been established across the board otherwise. Artosis, of course, you can check out his webcasting at mediaesports.com. I think they still have Ascension Casting there. And then also on the opposite side, we've seen Sadist play a couple times across the weeks. Just a fantastic player as well. Should be interesting. TVT action. We'll see if anyone's going for cheese. Actually, looks like both players might be going for a straight-up economic game. Neither has put down a supply depot. Looks like they're both going to just go straight into a 14 Nexus on both ends. So going to be a little bit crazy here. So supply depot going down right there on the gas line for Sadist, and I'm waiting for the so it doesn't look like he's going to go 14 next. A little delayed on that. I'm surprised actually, and it looks like Artosis is now sending out that first. No, I'm sorry, he's putting Slidey Pill down as well. I'm just completely off on my timing, so ignore me entirely. And honestly, he's going to put a supply depot down either way. Bad cast this far. It's just flustered for some reason. Anyway, Artosis is now getting his barracks down, so actually it looks like both players going to go into a pretty standard build. Keep in mind this is Othello, and what really tends to dominate this map is air, so I would not be surprised if both these players went straight for air. Sadist has that supply depot in a nice position here to put down gas alongside, and Artosis has already got his gas down as well. And in just a moment, both players should be. They haven't sent out scouts, surprisingly. Now Sadist is sending out his scout. We'll see if he sends it to the upper left-hand corner. It goes into the cross-map position. He is going to go to the cross-map position straight into Artosis, so going to get a quick scout on there. That's going to be advantageous for him. Artosis, in the meantime, still hasn't sent a scout out. He might be able to block his front door. He hasn't, or get a Marine on his front door. His barracks isn't quite finished yet. And I take it back. It looks like Sadist is, in fact, going to go to the upper left-hand corner because of Othello. The way you have to kind of curve around the map, it looked like a moment he was going to go cross-map position. He's going to check the upper left-hand corner, come across Artosis' base second. Artosis doesn't look like he's producing a Marine to start off with, so might be just saving up straight for a factory, not even going to bother, doesn't even care about getting that first Marine scout. He might be going for a 2 factory as a result. Just wants to save that extra Marine cost to get that second factory down. Now lifting off that barracks, it's going to send it out to scout initially. Marine being produced on the opposite side from Sadist here, just in case there was a scout coming across. He's going to send it out in the field. So there's the first factory going down for Artosis. He's also getting additional supply depots in the background. The SEV scout coming around, and actually Artosis lifted off the barracks, put it down near his front door, near the map artifact to create a little blockade here. I like that maneuver. However, he's not going to be able to get a Marine scout really to do any blockade otherwise, but it looks like he's just creating an initial perimeter so he can get some sort of blockade for his secondary. So Sadist is going to get an eyeful in here. He's coming around, seeing that factory, also seeing the gas. We'll see what sort of harassment he can do in the meantime. He's but Sadist on the opposite end, he's got 2 Marines produced. He is going to be able to block his front door. He's also got his factory going. It's right near the main. And now Artosis actually has lifted that barracks right back up, and now he's starting to float it across the map. So paused it for a moment to get that first Marine out. Looks like it did manage to do a little bit of damage to that SCV. Almost has Sadist's SCV down. It's just got about 12 health left, and now has created a degree of separation. And a starport immediately from Artosis. So Artosis producing vultures and immediately has a starport out. I'm not sure if Sadist actually got a spot off on that. We'll see what Sadist is. And Sadist is going actually for a quick command center in the opposite end. And this could be very dangerous for Sadist, because if basically if Artosis can get that get a drop shuttle out, get some siege tanks up on that ridge, that will be absolutely devastating. That is really what this map is about. It's a lot about map control, and Artosis going for very quick air. That barracks starting to float across the middle of the map to go across map position. A vulture headed in as well for Artosis. I don't think he's got that. Again, he doesn't have that position scouted out. 3 Marines and a vulture now pushing out for Sadist, so he's going to put a little pressure on Artosis to start. Unfortunately, he's going to be running into a force of 3 vultures, so it's going to 2 vultures and a Marine. So it's going to be 3 Marines and a single vulture versus 2 vultures and Marine, but the 2 vultures engaging the Marines in open ground. So one of those vultures is going to go down, but the second vulture is going to be able to take out this additional vulture. So Sadist is going to have to back off, especially with that Marine coming alongside. Second vulture now coming up, so maybe now Sadist is going to go up 1 vulture over Artosis. in that attack, and it's still got about 50 health left, but more vultures coming alongside for Artosis. So both having a little bit of a kind of just a general grudge match in the middle of the map, but Marines and reinforcements kind of working out for Artosis there. The Sadist is going to have to back off, and probably going to have to lift off his command center as well, unless he can get some SCVs repairing that vulture, which he does actually have now, but Artosis now actually on the corner with that single vulture, with that single Marine, and it looks like a Marine and a Wraith alongside, not going for the dropship, going instead for a Wraith alongside, and I don't think Sadist has any anti-air at the moment, and we saw him do this actually in another match I saw recently against Skew, and now just harassing the secondary, and again Sadist is a long way off any sort of anti-air. He's getting the machine shop down now. He does have an armory that is almost finished, but it's going to be a bit before that Goliath's produced, so but we got one SCV kill, probably going to have a second SCV kill, and then Artosis will have to back off from there. But a little bit of economic damage. The question is will it be enough? Sadist currently, honestly, I'm not sure that it'll be enough. He's only going to be able to take out, I would say, about 3 or 4 SCVs before a Goliath comes out, and that Wraith has to back off. And it looks like now, sorry about that, now getting the control tower down, but obviously doesn't have cloaking research. Also getting a machine shop down. Now getting a secondary, Artosis now getting a secondary up as well. Second Wraith coming in to support, and it looks like between them they've got about 4 kills, and now taking kind of a spot in the base. But 2 Goliaths have been produced. These Wraith are going to have to back off at least until cloaking is upgraded, trying to go into the main, get some damage. And brilliant maneuver by Artosis, leading the Goliaths to the back and then bringing in 4 vultures from the front at the secondary, going to be able to do a lot more economic damage as a result. And Sadist in a bit of trouble here now, having to bring the 2 Goliaths to the front to deal with the vultures while the Wraith are basically harassing the main. That was a nice counter maneuver, and just doing a nice job harassing Sadist. Sadist in a bit of trouble now, actually, I would say, because Artosis is going to be able to make up the economic difference. It looks like he's also getting siege tech along the backside, and really I would not be surprised if Artosis, considering the continuous attacks he's been doing, if he goes immediately into a drop and siege on any of these corner bases. Now he's got about 3 Goliaths. Sadist has about 3 Goliaths on his secondary, putting down his second gas. Artosis has finally backed off because there's a large enough Goliath force to deal with both the vultures and the Wraith. He's getting up a starport of his own. He has 2 machine shops down, but I do think he's done enough economic damage really to make up for this. And now actually rushing up, he's going to go. Sadist left his barracks actually in Artosis' base, and Artosis is going to take that opportunity to take it down, which is really going to equalize things. So even though basically Sadist had his second command center up with saturation, now landing it, but there's already a lot of other troops just waiting to take it down. A lot of vultures, and the Wraith once again assailing it, having to lift off again. So he's going to lose that. So even though he had a lot of SCV saturation at the secondary, and still had a slight economic edge, that's going to disappear because he's not going to be able to build factories for a minute. He's going to have to put down a barracks before that happens. He's in the meantime got a control tower down, just momentarily. It looks like, he was just in a position to put down additional factories, but he's going to have to put down the additional barracks instead. A couple Goliaths actually out in the field in an awkward position, I guess, to deal with any incoming Wraiths. Artosis, in the meantime, has his barracks camped at the bottom right-hand corner, just in case additional expansions were being kind of snuck out there out in the open. Artosis now has his 2 factories built. It looks like he's going to start pumping tanks in a moment here. He's still got that starport up in the background, getting his armory down finally. 2 Wraiths coming back in. Oh, they're going to come right across the Goliath line, so that might end up getting killed here. Yeah, the Goliath spotting them off. Artosis doing a nice job of backing them off, though. The Goliaths just taking 2 hits before they're coming around. And it looks like the dropship is already out in the air. It's going to come along backside. I don't know if Sadist actually spotted it. But now, siege tanks over the secondary of Sadist Natural. He did spot it out, so he is going to be able to move troops out of position. But now the siege tanks, completely raining down terror on that secondary, at the very least.